This is like something that I have never seen before in the wrestling world. So looking at Paris is Bumping on Twitter, you guys have this build as dance, sex, Vogue, fights, the first ever wrestling Kiki Bowl in history. Break
Mhm.
it down for me. What do you have in store for this show? This sounds amazing.
So this is going to be a wrestling event that's not just about wrestling. It's going to be incorporating elements of the ballroom scene that has been in New York City for decades and decades and decades, and now like around the world. And it's going to be wrestlers competing in matches that are categorized in particular things and being judged by a panel of our like expert judges. It's a love letter to my two like loves, which is pro wrestling and ballroom culture. And the show is inspired by the 1990, I think that's the right year, documentary called Paris is Burning, which was for me one of like the most life-changing pieces of cinema I've ever watched. So, and also I did compete in ballroom and voguing, things like that when I was a teenager in New York City. Not a lot, only did one ball, but I loved it and I felt the connection. So this is going to be this show is going to be filmed more in the only word I can really think of is the cinematic realm. You know, it's not going to be a live event with fans because we're not there yet. You know, for me as the person who signs the checks and pays the bills to have fans yet, I don't feel comfortable with that yet. But it's going to be wrestling, but the most effeminate version I think people have ever seen, and the most camp and flamboyant wrestling show ever, and I'm really excited.